Skyrim Survival Mode. Do you have what it takes? For me, I want to, but with zero game completions in survival, maybe I don't. Survival Mode is all about not letting the environment or nutrition kill your character. So that means you must not get exhausted, freeze, or starve to death. Easy, right? Well, the developers have also made it a little bit harder than that. For each condition your character is in, there are penalties associated. For example, as your character becomes more fatigued, it will reduce your total available magicka. Pretty harsh. Let's see if you've got what it takes to take on survival mode. Let's look at it this way. There are two kinds of people in this world: masochists and everybody else. These masochists will love survival mode, dumping countless hours of their lives into making sure your hero doesn't starve, freeze, or get too tired to carry on. But what bonuses do you receive by being a masochist? Well, for one, you get more immersed in the Skyrim universe. One of the additions to survival mode is the inability to fast travel. With no fast travel, you do find yourself having to traverse large areas of the map by foot. This forced exploration, in my opinion, allows players to really connect with the environment. Finding more random enemy encounters, caves you might have missed by fast travelling everywhere, and merchants along the way really add to this immersion. You'll also need to be prepared. By requiring sleep with less carry capacity and warmth, you'll need to make sure your potions, scrolls, and ingredients are ready before you run a quest. Or you might find yourself freezing to death before you even hit High Hrothgar, as I had to rerun about 10 times on my first survival playthrough. I can tell you it's pretty satisfying when you actually make it through the door with almost zero health and half frozen. This doesn't mean, however, that it is much slower to progress through the game. In fact, I found it much more fun to run side quests, or no quests at all in survival mode. You'll find yourself struggling through a quest and may have to revert to an earlier save if you really get stuck. This carry cap makes it tough when trying to clear dungeons to sell loot. You can only carry so much, so you need to balance the value to weight ratio well. So does this sound like the kind of challenge you want? It isn't an easy undertaking, but it's so rewarding when you actually make progress. Couple this with raising the difficulty level, and you'll have to work extra hard to take down Alduin. With a combination of difficulty settings and survival mode, you can tweak your gameplay experience quite a bit. I think setting the difficulty to adept and turning on survival mode makes for a fun experience. This still allows you to be able to brawl with enemies and not being one-shotted to death. For new players, I would advise a straight playthrough without survival mode, so you can actually enjoy the story and learn the mechanics of the game without too much trouble. So does survival mode make Skyrim better? For casual players, definitely not. The hard slog that is survival mode is only for players who really want to be challenged. For experienced players wanting to vary the normal challenge of Skyrim, survival mode is worth at least one playthrough. If you challenge yourself with permadeath or looking to create an authentic Resident Tamriel, then survival mode is a must in my opinion. For a real challenge, you could force your character to be fructose intolerant. Apples, onions, cabbage, leeks, wheat, or mushrooms, and see how far you get on a survival playthrough.